So I have a few minutes. I'm on my way out to a job to do some work, and I've got a little bit of a drive, so I figured I'd talk a little bit about how I'm feeling and everything as I get closer to my surgery. So I am 18 days out right now, which means in just 3 days I'm going to be starting my mandatory 2-week all liquid diet. So essentially what my surgeon is making me do is he's making me go for 2 weeks where all I can have is liquids. So they say anything from what are those things called, Slim Fast shakes, to Ensure, essentially meal replacement, and then we drink about 1,000 calories or 1,500 calories, I can't remember. I know that it's 5 or 6 of them a day for 2 weeks, and the reasoning behind that is that it will help move the fat and burn the fat off, or help your body burn the fat off of your liver. When you're getting a gastric sleeve gastrectomy or gastric sleeve surgery, it happens in real close, obviously, approximation to the liver. And so what they want to do is make sure that liver is lean and light, which makes it easier for them to lift it out of the way while they're performing the surgery. So I'm not really entirely sure how much fat is obviously on my liver. There's not a good way to know. Where I eat relatively clean and work out, I don't know that it's going to be that big of a deal for me. But more than that, what I wanted to talk about is how I just have this desire to eat all these foods that I know that I'm not going to be able to eat. Probably some of them for the rest of my life, and then many of them long term. It'll be a year or even 2 years before, and in some cases you can't even digest some of the foods that you enjoy. I've talked to several of people that I found out, some of which are my friends, that I found out that they've had bariatric surgery, and I wasn't really aware of that. And one of them, she's like, what, I can't eat rice. She's like, I eat rice and it just parks in my stomach and it won't digest, and it just sits there forever. And so, it's like, wow, does that mean I'm never going to be able to eat sushi again? Which I guess would suck, but at the same time, what price do you pay for not being morbidly obese? So what I've been doing is really trying to, already alter my feelings about food, and not just binge and eat a bunch of these foods that I know I'm never going to be able to eat again. And I guess one of the things that's really important about this is making sure that those who are around me also don't try and have me do that. My wife, a couple of my friends are like, oh, we need to go do this because, you're not going to be able to eat it, so let's just go and, party. And it's like, man, if you're going to stop drinking, it's not like you go out and just binge and just get plastered. Or if you're going to stop using drugs, the last thing you want to do is go out and and just get high out of your mind. I mean, one of the reasons to have bariatric surgery is for a psychological reprogram. It really forces us, especially if we're going to be successful in the long term, we've got to make a change in the way that we view food and the priority that food is for us. And so already I'm trying to make that switch and really just not concentrate on food. And when I feel like I'm wanting to eat or wow, that food would be absolutely great, I'm trying to replace that behavior with, other things that I enjoy, like exercising, listening to music, problem solving, things of that nature. So, but I'm going to tell you, it's super hard. Some days I feel like I'm just driven by this desire to just eat, and I have this in the back of my head, like, no, you've got to eat. You need to eat this, make sure that you get, you eat pizza and French fries and stuff, which is crazy because these aren't foods that I really even eat anymore, except for on occasion. And the idea that they're not going to be available to me much longer is, it's having an impact. So my advice to you, if you're preparing for the surgery, is to keep this under control. Don't use it as a Don't use this time period that you have as a way to, you know, justify eating destructively. You know, one of the things that, as I've, you know, we're told to reach out to people who have had the bariatric surgery and talk to them, and one of the continuing themes that I get from the people that I talk to is, Jason, stick on the plan, stick to the plan, do what they tell you to do, and don't cheat. Now, this advice is coming from, you know, a couple of my friends who had one of them bariatric surgery 14 years ago, and she has maintained over 100 pounds off of what her original, you know, pre-op weight was. And then the other one is now 8 years off of her surgery, and she is the same way. She is 140 pounds that she's been able to maintain. And so I believe that this long-term weight loss is about, you know, making the right decisions and being strong and keeping myself, you know, on program, no matter how hard my old habits are going to be pushing against me. Now, obviously, I know that that's easier said than done at this point where I haven't had the surgery. But I'm here to tell you that I am committed, and that I am going to work hard, and I'm not going to live a destructive lifestyle for the last few weeks before I have my surgery. I really appreciate those of you who have watched the videos and who have commented and who've messaged me. I really appreciate that. Please keep it coming. Follow my journey so that we can be strong together. Like and subscribe, and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna definitely talk about what it's like to be on a complete liquid diet, which I think is gonna be very hard. So go out there, go and do, and make it your best day yet.